Hey guys, Rory here from Your Golf Travel. Day 4 of my Wales tour, and having spent the first 3 days of the tour on the south coast, I've done the 4-hour drive and I'm now at Conwy Golf Club up on the north end of the country. Now, just like the south coast, the north end boasts a serious array of top quality golf courses, one of which is right here. I'm going to play it right now, hopefully get around all 18 holes subject to light and things like that. So the course vlog is going to be split into 3 parts. This is part 1 and I've got a fun little game to play for the first 6 holes. So let's get going. Right guys, first hole, part 4, 370-ish yards, driving range, out of bounds up the right. Not feeling that off the first tee. So I'll try and get driver in play, and then I'll explain the little game we're going to play for the first 6 holes when I get up to, hopefully, the fairway. Right guys, tee shot located just kind of borderline fairway, borderline semi-rough, and in steps player number 2. First 6 holes, the game is going to be how good am I at guessing the yardage, having spent years using things like this awesome Bushnell laser rangefinder to get exact yardages to the pin. So I'm going to play my normal tee shots, play my first approach shot with just complete guesswork, see if I can go back to my old days of just feeling the game, and then I'm going to play a second shot having zapped the pin. This rangefinder, the Bushnell Hybrid, has a GPS on it, so I've turned that off for the purposes of this challenge. Which ball's going to win? Precision versus the artist? Right, first hole, as I said, is about 370. I reckon I've hit that drive about 270, so judging from looking at it, you can barely see the top of the pin on this first hole. Looks like a bit of a punch bowl green. I reckon I've got 100 yards-ish. So, gorse at the back. So I picked a club which shouldn't fly more than like 115, depending on how I strike it. And I've flailed out to the right a bit, but it should be up. Ooh, that's come up short, so let's do the old test. Get the Bushnell on the pin. I was pretty much bang on. I had 103. So that was all down to the strike really. Let's see if I can hit a better wedge this time. Glad to see I can still guess some yardages. Well, we'll see if that keeps working moving forward. That's a much better strike. That should be up. Yeah, that one's much better, and it's just all down to that strike. Nearly a birdie on the first for the rangefinder ball, and not too bad of a chip with the non-rangefinder ball, but I'd expect I'll need to hold a good putt for the scores to be halved. Hit it, hit it, hit it! Oh. Right, par 3 second. I've done my very best not to look at the yardage of this hole, either on the scorecard or on the stone. That's just down there to my left. But quick question before we dive into the second hole. Do you guys use rangefinders? And if so, do you use the GPS or do you use the laser? Or do you use both like I have with the Bushnell Hybrid there? Let us know in the comments down below. Or do you like to keep it old school and just use your eyes? Right, as I said, I don't know the yardage because I've not looked. And one thing I've noticed since I've been playing these old school links course in Wales is that quite a lot of the pins are actually quite like short. So that's thrown me off a few times. So for instance, this green looks a bit further away than it probably is. With that in mind, I've guessed around the 150 mark. And I've got 9 iron because I don't want to go long. So I'm going to have to hit a very good one of these to get there, I think. Middle of the green if it's up. Go. Yeah, just snuck the front edge, so be interesting to see what the yardage is. 145 to the pin, so again, pretty good, like my eyes are working. I thought it was a bit further away than it is, so yeah, 9-iron is definitely the club. I just need to hit good shots, basically. Oh, talk about turning it, I've hit it miles left. Most people can't hit 9-irons that far left, but... Right, another question for you guys. Have you ever missed a 9-iron this far left? Oh my God. Quick second to mention the backdrop, by the way. This place is stunning. I said I played one hole on this course years ago, so I'm desperate to see what the rest of it's got to offer. God almighty, that was a bad tee shot though, eh? Right, let's try and get this on. Hold the putt. Sit! Sit! I actually thought I played that okay, but obviously not. Oh my God, work to do for the 4. Hybrid ball, that was an awful putt. I suppose this game is a tiny bit unfair because I've learnt a bit from that now. I shouldn't even get the left. In comparison to what I was expecting. I'll give myself that for the 3 with the no rangefinder. Can I make the 4? It's kind of match play wise irrelevant, but stroke play this will even up if this goes in. Yes, gets in. There we go, 3rd time's a charm. Right, quick update on the tee selection that I've gone for as usual. I've gone for the white tees, which makes the course measure about 6,600 yards. Like all these proper championship quality links courses, I'll talk a bit more about that in part 2 of this video. This course has hosted some seriously prestigious events. There are championship tees, you can see the blues way back there, which bring the course to about 7,100. I'd much rather tee it forward like this, as you all know, so I've selected the whites. 3rd hole, 333 yard par 4. I must mention as well, I've lucked out on the weather today. I've had a bit of ropey weather down on the south coast, but up here today there is not a breath of wind in the air. So I would imagine this maybe usually plays into the wind, hence the shorter yardage. But yeah, 333, I'm going to bang driver up there and then we'll see how the match progresses. It's a bit up the left, but it should be okay. Like I said on the tee, up the left, and I found the deep stuff. In all truth, I've actually got lucky and found a manageable patch for pitching in here. Probably not even finding that. And to keep things fair, I've plopped the second ball down in a very similar lie to the first, just to try and keep the experiment as controlled as possible. And like the first, I reckon I know roughly how far I hit that driver off the tee, so I've got a good-ish idea of this yardage. So yeah, 70, 80 yards, something like that. Again, looks like a bit, it's a raised green, classic links. So I'm going to not hit a full 56, but just try and pop one up in the air and see what happens, then we'll zap the yardage. And I have not hit that anywhere near hard enough. In truth, again, that was just me going straight under it. I do think I've got the yardage pretty much spot on. Yeah, 82 yards. Just need to hit a better shot. Yeah, just didn't hit that first one anywhere near hard enough. So that one actually looks pretty good. Let's get up there and see. Right, natural field ball under pressure on this hole. Again, just like the first, just because of an absolute rubbish strike. Nowhere near enough oomph in that first one. Texas wedge. That's not hit anywhere near hard enough either, so Rangefinder's definitely going to gain some shots here. actually a pretty decent 2-putt in the end with the natural ball, having raced the first one by. Another quick word, Conwy, be more beautiful, I dare you. Right, so after 3 holes, a suspicion that I had leading up to this challenge has been confirmed kind of already. I'll obviously wait final judgment after 6 holes. But I actually thought I'd be pretty good at guessing yardages. And there's 3 things or 3 reasons as to why I still absolutely love having a rangefinder or a laser in the bag. We'll go through those in a minute after I've hit this tee shot. I got a definite case of the lefts going on with the driver. Not drastic, just kind of dead straight pulls, about 10-20 yards left. Need to recalibrate. Right, herein lies the limitations of a rangefinder that is a laser. I've hit it so far left, I can't see the green. Again, based on the yardage of the hole, I've gone out to have a little peek. I reckon this is about 100 yards, 110-ish. I can't really see where I'm aiming. Just there. And hit the first one, then I'm going to sub in player number 3, who shall join the party shortly. That could be good, or big actually. Yeah, that's pitched pretty much pin high, I think. So just to confirm, here's player number 3, based on these yardages. Yeah, I was about 110, so got that one pretty much spot on again. So let's just play this ball just to keep this match going. Probably the only limitation of a laser I can think of is line of sight. And that's thin, that's over the back. Yeah, that's massive. So as I said, that's probably one of the only limitations of a laser I can think of. And one of the benefits, which I mentioned on the tee, I reckon, is that, and I know I prattle on saying that speed play is not really a problem, but it does make people more efficient. Instead of scrambling around looking for yardages on sprinkler heads or looking for the 150 and then pacing things out, you can just grab a laser out your bag, bish bash bosh, get it done, move on as quick as possible. So they definitely improve efficiency, and that is a major plus point of a rangefinder. Right, the second ball wasn't as bad as I thought. It was definitely approaching thin bullet status, but I reckon it's just pitched, run into this long stuff, and that's what stopped it going into this gorse that is right behind the camera. Not lying great. I'm guessing you probably can't see the ball from where you are. Massive slope to go over in front of me onto a tabletop green. Oh god, this is kind of stabbed with a lob wedge, and hopefully it stops in time basically. But I could leave this short of the green as well, I guess. That's kind of as well as I can play that. Sit down, hit the pin, sit! Okay, it's not too bad. It's not quite off the front of the green, but it just had so much roll on it coming out of that thick rough, and I had to pump it quite hard. The guesswork ball just stuck on the back edge. I think it pitched probably pin high, so that was a good shot. Now it's a putt off, even though that ball's obviously had one more hit on it already. Oh my goodness. The great equaliser. That is an up and down. That is an up and down. Oh. The putter is working, ladies and gents. 4-4, that's a half. Unexpected. Right, up left again off the tee. I reckon I've got, I was hit well, I reckon I've got 175-ish out of this rough. I've got 7 actually, might need an 8 because it could run forever. Right, so I'm going to hit 8 iron for the first one, pump it up there, hopefully get a bit of a flyer and run on. Can't really see what might be short of the green, but I'm guessing like the other holes it's just a standard links drop off up onto a tabletop. Right. Oh, that's so heavy, as opposite of a flyer. Awful. I'm going to have about 60 yards in from there, I think. Now let's zap it, see how good I was. 190, not even close that time. Now I've clubbed up to a 6, hopefully I won't hit this as badly as that 8 iron. Oh, not much better, to be honest. That rough is choppier than it looks. So the second big plus point for me about having a laser in the bag is not necessarily getting yardages to the pins. I've proven so far that I'm okay at it, got that one pretty wrong, but it's being able to map the course out off the tee. 2 pot bunkers, without a course planner I'd have no idea how far up from the tee they are. So do I want to lay back of them, or am I happy hitting driver potentially right into them or over them? I'm not sure. And it's obviously much harder to gauge distance from that far away when you're hitting driver. So for me, that's a big plus point of a thing like a laser. You can map the course out, zap trees, zap bunkers, zap hazards, try and figure out where you should be hitting it off the tee. And that means also you don't have to spend 7 or 8 quid on one of these. Right, this is my sighted ball, or without the rangefinder ball. When I chunked the 8 iron out the rough, I've got 70 yards left in. I have zapped it, because in theory these balls are now in play, as it were, having hit the approach shots and done the test. So 70 yards. If I hit 50 balls from here and 50 balls from where my 6 iron has ended up, I bet you that one is scoring better most of the time, but here we go. Out to the right again, I'm really struggling with the wedges. Distance was okay, but I'm just flailing them right. Wow, that was not expected for me. Getting better at that though, aren't I? So another suspicion of mine has been confirmed so far, and it's an obvious one. No matter how accurately you know yardage, whether that's with a laser or by eyesight, it's still so dependent on the quality of your shot. So for anyone who says things like rangefinders and stuff like that, modern tech is taking the artistry out of the game, I agree to a small extent, but I also disagree as well. As I said, you still need to hit the shots. Let me know what you guys think about this as well. Should they be able to use rangefinders in the pro game? Everyone bangs on about how slow they are. They get the exact yardages anyway from their caddies. You get less caddies pacing out shots and all that nonsense. You just have the program. And I think the caddies would still have plenty of work to do if they didn't have to worry about the yardages. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comment section. I don't know either way. I kind of stopped watching pro golf, to be honest with you. Maybe if they weren't doing 6-hour rounds, I might watch a bit more. Don't know. I do still watch when Tiger plays, by the way. So again, I'm trying to factor in the fact that the pins are a little bit shorter here. This looks like miles. I'm going to get it at 185. Look, par 3 again. I've not looked at the stones or at the scorecard. The first ball, I'm going to hit 6 iron, and like I said, guessing that 185 yardage, wind off the right. Could be very good. Need a club. Yeah, that is middle of the green. Nice shape, nice strike. Let's see what the actual yardage was. 180. So again, I'm only 5 yards out, and I got the club right at the first time of asking. So let's try and just replicate that shot, basically. Right, that's a 4 with the Rangefinder ball, which got a massive kick off that bowly little run-off slope. Actually went miles in the end, so that was a little bit unfortunate. But can Natural gain a shot back here with a nice 2-putt. Let's go tot up the scores and sum up that little challenge. So, not using a rangefinder actually pipped it by a shot through the first 6 holes. +3 plays +4, which kind of surprised me a little bit, but I think you can still see that it's totally down to the quality of the shots. The 2 shots in particular on the par 3s that I hit after zapping the pin were just bad shots, and it was nothing to do with the fact I knew the yardage, which kind of highlights the point I made on the last tee. It still is all about executing the shot. And like I said earlier, I was actually pretty good at guessing the yardages, but there are other distinct advantages of having that rangefinder in the bag. Plotting out the course, zapping bunkers, trees, hazards, and trying to figure out what club you should be hitting off the tee. Saving a bit of time scrambling around looking for yardage markers and sprinklers and stuff like that. And then the third thing I think is quite good, and it's something I've noticed that I've done ever since I've had a laser, is that whenever I'm playing, especially at my home course, which I know so well, I can have a feel for what club I should be hitting for my approach shot. So I know the rough yardage anyway, but I always take the laser out and zap it just to give myself that little boost of confidence that I've made the right selection and I'm doing the right thing, giving myself the best possible chance of scoring. So yeah, what do you guys think? Like I said at the start of the video, do you use lasers? Do you use GPS trackers? Do you just go by eyesight? Let us know in the comment section. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And again, big thumbs up so far for Conwy. This place through 6 holes is exciting me. Can't wait to see the rest of the course. If you'd like to see the final 12 holes, make sure you tune into part 2, where we're going to talk a little bit more about golf in North Wales, where I am right now. The types of courses you can pair up with this stunner, Conwy, to your North Wales golf tour. See you in part 2.